Welcome back, my friends, to everyone's favorite football podcast, MES podcast. All aboard the emotional roller coaster that is Barcelona this season. A midweek win against Dortmund puts us second in the UCL table, and then a weekend loss against Leganes puts us in danger of being third in the La Liga table. So you got your Uncle John here with Baby Booba. I'm going to get through one of these intros. Baby Booga and Papa Pablo here to break it all down for you. We'll be discussing the match against Dortmund, the match against Leganes, and then we're going to try to move past all that, get our emotions out, and then we'll talk about Lamine Yamal winning the Golden Boy Award. We'll have a fun little over-under here at the end of this episode to discuss. So make sure you stick around for that. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you drop a like. I know it's hard to be positive right now, but show some love for the channel as we dive into today's episode. Pablo, I think you got to let some steam off your chest. How we doing, sir?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm livid. Honestly, I'm fuming. Just more and more ridiculous drop points in the league, genuinely. And it was the worst thing about it is it's becoming a little bit of a pattern, I think. That was similar to Las Palmas. We haven't been great in some other games too. We're just dropping so many stupid points in La Liga. I can't believe we're still top. We won't be for long. Now we are on 18 games played, around Atleti on 17. They'll leapfrog us soon. Of course, we've got Atleti next weekend. I mean, that's going to be a proper test. We've got to wake up for that big time. But, you know, John, I wanted to go into that game having won today and then being able to make a big stand and get ahead of Atleti. Because even if we beat Atleti now, we'd still be level on points than once we both played the same amount of games. So we are kicking ourselves in the foot, shooting ourselves in the foot big time here. I've got a lot of things I want to dissect today. So, yeah, the overall introduction for me is that, I'm very deflated and a bit gutted.
Yeah. Bit of a gut punch. How are we feeling, Booga?
Pablo, should I just whip it out?
Don't whip it out. There's kids watching. Don't you? What is going on?
Oh my God. And I'm just really annoyed. It's so annoying because this fella's little first game of Barcelona was...
Oh, friend of the pod.
He's sleeping. He's like...
Oh my God.
Wow. Booga, what is his name?
Tulio.
Okay.
Sorry, where's his
massive? Because he has a massive...
No way. No. This was meant to be like a wholesome moment. You're joking.
Yeah, there goes our 1.8% of female listeners for this episode.
No, they're going to stay for Tulio. But he's asleep.
Mate, where's his head? Where's it? Oh, there it is.
There it is. Yeah, you can see it.
He fell asleep watching the game.
For those that are just listening on Spotify, hop over to YouTube. We've got a new addition to the pod. He is a little cutie. Oh my goodness.
God, look at him.
Wow.
He's a new mascot.
Look at him.
I do wish we were bringing him onto the pod under better conditions.
I know, that's what I was saying. I almost feel like he shouldn't have been brought on today because it's a sad time, but...
A little pick-me-up, though. Look at that.
No,
energy's totally changed.
No, it has put a smile on my face. Look at his little... Look at his little head.
He's waking up.
Bulga, is that top of him, like, spiky or no?
Yeah, I'm like hurting my hand.
That's hilarious.
Sorry, so if you were to just press down on the top of him, would that cut you?
No, like it's not hard enough to cut you, but
because it's a hedgehog, not a porcupine.
Yeah. The thing is not like it hurts his spine, his quills doesn't really hurt. What they do is that he like reacts to it. So when he goes into like ball mode, defense mode, it hurts because they're pointing upwards, right? But if he's just chill and relax, like right now, he's look, I'm gonna touch him and he's gonna go ball mode.
Okay.
Oh, not really, because he's already like accustomed to me.
He's getting used to Baby Booga.
Yeah.
God, poor thing. He must be a bit traumatized there. Is this his first night? Yeah.
His first pod.
First pod. Welcome, Tulio.
Oh, he's definitely traumatized. He's probably thinking, "Where on earth am I?"
He's like, "Why am I watching this horrible football club?" No, joking. No, but anyhow, talking about football, because I just whipped out my new pet. It's unfortunate because, to be honest, it's like Pablo is saying, it's getting repetitive. You know, it's getting like to the point where something is wrong, something is not really giving. Hansi Flick has to find something out, and I think it's unfortunate that we don't have him in the bench as well.
I can't take him seriously with the hedgehog on me.
He's just chilling, bro. Leave him be.
No, I'm sorry. Go on.
He's like the old crazy lady that just sits on her porch stroking a cat while she just tells you nonsense stories that are half in touch with reality.
Yeah. Okay,
I'm just gonna let him. Okay, but it's a bit unfortunate because it's not really something is wrong. And I gotta say, this is the first time where I was like, okay, get Ferran Torres earlier to the field. No joke. I think it was the right addition to bring him in, but it was the wrong substitution to take Lewandowski out. And I'm gonna be honest, I also didn't saw the first 20 minutes of the game, so I don't know how the goal was. But I do understand that Leganes went into a back six with still 70 minutes to go. So I think it's just a part of the game of how it's going. But I think that Flick needs to find something at the moment, because this particular moment in the season is not where we want to be having a deep form. Not really. When you have 2 Champions League games, we're about to just concede the lead of La Liga. Is not what we want. So I'm not sure really what's wrong. What's your opinion? What's your take? Because when I look at this Barcelona team and I try to think what's going wrong, first I was saying it's just mistakes, but I think now it has to do something more with it, because it's like when it comes to finishing, we're not doing good enough. I think that what right now is happening is that we... can I give you my hypothesis, or are we going to do that later? Of what's wrong?
Go ahead. Why tease the listeners?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, I think that what's wrong with Barcelona at the moment is that Flick has a particular way of playing with a very high line with 2 strong, fast defenders. That's why right now we're being signaled out or being reported that we want to go for Jonathan Tah, right? It's very close apparently. So we can talk about that also later on in the pod. Maybe I don't know if it's part of the plan, but the thing is that him with Araujo, I think Araujo particularly, maybe Flick will want to get Araujo as soon as back as possible, because that would help, bypass the midfield a little bit more. Right now, Barcelona, in contrast to his Bayern Munich side, they're taking more touches in the midfield. The ball is when they're in a very low block, we're not as fast to get the ball from the defenders to the forward line. We don't have those incisive passes, and we don't really do that much. We elaborate with Casado, with Pedri, which I guess is fine for against a team. Yeah, you could say against a team like Leganes, but at the moment it's not even, because we're not cutting it.
No, not cutting it is correct. I think Hansi has the system, has the tactics figured out for when we're going against somebody who's going to take us head on and play an open game of football, right? We've got that figured out from the looks of it. We've really only had a few tests this year, but you point to the Dortmund match, an open game. We got to play a little bit more of what Hansi wants to do. Against some of these lower teams in the Liga, it's like Hansi has yet to figure that out. And I can't point to any individual player. I don't think listen, Eric Garcia gets a start today, little bit of a fluke, gets knocked down during that corner kick, free header, 1-0, whatever. But 20 shots,
it was Garcia
on target.
Who conceded the goal?
It was Garcia who conceded. Yeah. I don't want to harp on it too much, because I think he played okay. You know what I mean? There was that one error. Outside of that, what are you going to do? Barcelona should have won this match. Fuga, you did mention the finishing being a problem, and that's what I'll point to, just collectively. Lewandowski had 3 clear opportunities today, couldn't bury any of them. Rafinha had one that was put on frame that required a big save, so chalk that up to the keeper doing his job. But this one should have been 2-1, 3-1 to Barcelona, and it's a completely different match if Lewandowski buries even just one of those 3 opportunities he had in the first hour.
Yeah. No, that is it completely. We had big chances in the first half, definitely, John, that we should have scored. For me, the worry was the second half. I thought the second half was awful. I think we could have played another 90 minutes of that second half and the game would have ended 1-0, 1-1 maximum. That's how worrying the situation is right now. I think the worst thing for me, to summarize, is that I don't think we really have a plan B. I think we stormed past teams at the start of the season, but now they're starting to clock on to see that's how they play. That's the combination. They always give me a wide to Koundé. And we don't have anything that I think necessarily stands us out massively. I think we play a relatively traditional 4-2-3-1. What I mean by that is that I was just watching Maresca's Chelsea, and there's a lot of players who move into different sort of positions of the pitch. You can see that our opponents are we do not have 3 players to cover that zone there. We didn't know they were going to put 3 players in that position there. And I think Barca, it's quite a traditional 4-2-3-1, and sometimes that works not to overcomplicate football, which too many managers do nowadays. And I think that's been a part of our success. But I do think against a low block like Leganes, when it's just centre back to Koundé, back to Lamine and cross, and then back to Casado and out to Koundé and cross. And I think that's all we were really doing. I didn't see anything that was like intricate enough to catch Leganes out. And then it comes to, no plan B to really combat that sort of team who are going to dig in. Like, you've got to have something else. And I think we look a little bit stuck. And then in the second half, I think it got even worse because you start taking players off. Lewandowski and Olmo are having an off day. But I was thinking, I agree they're not doing great, but if you take them off, we're dead.
Yep.
We are dead. When he took off Lewandowski and Olmo, I was thinking, I agree they're not having good games here, but we are like, for who did he bring on for them? Was it Fermin and Ferran, wasn't it?
Ferran Torres.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't feel like that's going to change the game. Those were okay maybe, and then when Lamine went off for Gavi, I was like, then we are done, like, for sure. With all due respect, because then Fermin went to the wing again, Rafinha came to the right, and then Pau Victor I thought was the right sort of idea to bring him on alongside Ferran Torres, but even that wasn't enough. I don't know. For me, that's just like where we're at right now. We just feel a bit stuck, and I never felt like we were going to score in that second half.
Yeah, I look at the way that the team plays right now, and my criticism would be, because at the start of the season, we have gone behind in the scoreline, right? We've gone behind, and we've ended up scoring 5 goals in that game. So it is that sort of purple patch, and I think that we need to start finding out ways or having something to help us when the finishing is not coming our way, because that right now is the one thing that is costing Barcelona. I'm not someone to go ahead and look at XGs and stuff like that, but I would love to have someone who analyzes that to see, maybe the purist, maybe he's a YouTuber from Barca, maybe he'll do something about it later on, because I want to see what's going on. Are we just simply not taking those chances? What is it exactly that Barcelona is having so much trouble with it? Do we actually deserve to score that? Because when I look at the game, right, I look at the momentum chart of the game, it's all Barcelona completely. And like John said, we had 20 shots on target, 20 shots on total shots, 20 total shots, and Leganes only 6. So it's a total domination from us, right? We had 8 corners to just 2 of them.
81% of the possession.
Exactly, 81% of the possession. And I'm not sure. When I look at the team, maybe the one thing I can come up with is that when I look at the team from Bayern Munich, I look at, for instance, they had Müller and they had Lewandowski. I think that Lewandowski benefits from having somebody else at being that shadow striker sort of player. Dani Olmo is really good at having the ball, but he's not that guy who runs into the box next to and have the presence to a Lewandowski that will occupy that. Müller was that guy, right? And I think that if you take out, for instance, Lewandowski decides to move out of side of the box, Müller can take up the space that he was covering, and people are going to have the same respect for him, and he's going to command that sort of presence and space in the box. We just don't have that extra outlet or another player. But then again, I just think about it and I go like, but the start of the season, that wasn't a problem. So I think it's very, very difficult to really pinpoint what's happening with Barcelona. Is it just, those chances, bad luck, missed? I'm not sure, but it's the problem with it is that since you cannot identify precisely what is wrong, if it's only luck, then what can you do about it to fix it? And that's where I'm a little bit worried about. There's not a quick solution for this problem.
Yeah. One thing I did notice, I feel like we are not. How do I say it? We are not getting the ball. How do I want to say it? Rafinha and Olmo are still making the same runs in behind Lewandowski, but we're way more hesitant to make the pass. I felt like early on in the season, Kubarsi especially, even Casado from a little bit in front of him, were more willing to make those passes in behind. And even if they don't end up with anything, even if it is a misconnection, you almost have to have that threat to spread out the defense a little bit for the more tiki-taka build-up to work. If the defenders can just let those runs go and keep their shape, then it's failed from the start. So I think we do need to start looking for those runs a little bit more. And you can see Rafinha gets very frustrated when he puts in the effort to make those runs and he's timing it out and then nobody's looking for him. So that to me has been the one think that's been a little bit different in these last few matches compared to the beginning of the season. I think we were looking for Rafinha. We were looking for Olmo. We were looking for that run off of Lewandowski to get in behind there. We're just not seeing it as much.
We have the same form as Celta de Vigo. Leganes literally has a better form than us after winning this game in the last 5 matches. So we are acting like a mid-table side at the moment. This is not...
Go ahead.
This is not, I think, just a blip. I think something is wrong. Barcelona's balloon has burst or something, like bubble has burst. Yeah. Something is wrong. What can we go? How can we fix it? That's where right now, honestly, I raise my hand up and I don't know.
No,
I'm not a manager. I do not know. You know, I've been watching football since 2006 and I have no idea what's wrong with Barcelona at the moment. I cannot pinpoint into one thing. You, John, have more experience than I do by just 2 years, but
yeah,
just 2 years. So
of watching Barcelona.
Watching Barcelona. So what is wrong?
The mojo. We don't have any mojo right now.
No aura.
It's like no aura. It's like the fun has been sucked out of the room. Barcelona's not enjoying themselves anymore.
Yeah. Everything does feel very forced and robotic, don't you think? Comes to the point I was making about the very choreographed attacking build-up that we're sort of executing right now. And I don't know, and I'm just watching us and we look so stiff. Like every move is the same one, and like it's all going either that way or that way. There's nothing like inventive. There's nothing. We haven't got our aura or our mojo. That's a good point. That we aren't a team who's enjoying their football like we were. I think back to like the 5-1 at Montjuic against Sevilla, for example, where anything could come off, and these players were trying things and getting in behind and whatnot. And you know, we've played against low blocks before. We beat Valladolid 7-0. You know, like it's. We can do it, you know, and when we went 1-0 down, I thought it's the 3rd minute, we're going to win this game. I really did. And, you know, clearly we're in a position right now where when we go 1-0 down in the 3rd minute at home, most big teams say we're going to come back, but we are sort of now thinking, damn, you know, that could be us. What do you guys think about our fullbacks, by the way? Because they're very high up and involved in the play, obviously, especially against low blocks. But when these two get into the final third,
whenever Balde gets the ball, I know it's a missed chance, honestly.
You guys all feel the same.
I feel that
Koundé almost gets a pass for me because I think I have lower expectations for Koundé.
He's a centre back
in the attacking third. Like what he's been doing this season has been great. Balde for me has yet to get his season started. I'm not seeing him play with confidence. I'm not seeing him run by defenders like he was in previous years. I'm not seeing anything from him whatsoever other than a lazy cross in that, to your guys' point, isn't finding anybody. I mean, get me Anthony Robinson on the phone.
He's good, eh? He is good.
Alphonso Davies.
Robinson is very good, eh? He was very good.
Dude, imagine if Barcelona actually go for Alphonso Davies for free. Ooh.
Do you
nice. At this point, I would. I'm not sold on Gerard Martin or Alejandro Balde right now. I'm not sold whatsoever.
For me, the thing is that Balde can't do it, but it's like, I don't know, maybe he's just too hasty with it. You know, he takes bad decisions, I think, and his crosses are just simply not good. Good enough. Like
I think that was always Balde's problem.
Minute 88, and there's one man blocking it, and it's not like it's in front of Balde, right? Balde crosses, whips the crossing, hits the man, hits the Leganes player. It's like, you know, it's like. For me, that's a missed chance. And then there was another chance where I was like, that's a bad decision, where he came inside, you know, he cut inside and then crossed with his right foot, which is his weaker foot. It's not his weak, I mean,
it is,
right? It is his weaker foot.
Yeah.
and then he just sends it to, I don't know, Rosette, you know? So it's like...
Go ahead.
So it's like, that is a bad decision. It reminds me of like, dare I say, Dembele, where he like gets into a point into that final third and he just takes the wrong decision. I think that's very similar to what Balde is doing at the moment. But I know he has this in him, and overall, I think it's a reflection that he can be a very physical, hardworking player. He's good defensively for attacking fullback. He's very good at that as well. But he needs to take better decisions. And I know in the title winning season, I was always so surprised that his first direct his first goal came in the fixture that we won it. I don't know if you remember, at Espanyol. That was his first goal for Barcelona, the goal where we won it. And that's a title winning season. And it's like, I'm expecting my wing back with such an attacking threat to be higher up in those instances, and be able to get at the end of crosses and things like that. So I think it's fair seeing the criticism for Balde at the moment. I think that's an area of his game that he needs to improve massively.
Yeah. Well, here's my question. How much of Balde's struggling comes down to the fact that we don't really have a proper left wing? I mean, there's zero chemistry between Rafinha and Balde. They're not linking up whatsoever. Zero.
Yeah.
How much of that is influencing Balde struggling right now? What do you think?
It's possible that he doesn't have someone like usually a right footer who comes inside, then plays the reverse ball to the left back who gets forward. But I think the thing is, even if that was happening, like you have a classic like a Jadon Sancho sort of winger who comes from the left and leaves a reverse ball to the left back. I think when Balde's in those positions, he just can't reach his man. I do think it's the worst part of his game, because I do like him as a fullback, actually, Balde. I'm quite a big fan of his. I don't think there's many amazing left backs actually in the world. I mean, we struggled picking our World 11, do you remember, the other day for left backs? So I don't think there are. So I do think Balde's a good left back for Barca. But he is almost the opposite to Jordi Alba. When Alba got into the final third, I mean, I've never seen anything like that to this day, of that level of accuracy and those numbers in the final third, and that much pinpoint, and the decision making as well, whether to go cut back or whip in direct or float. But Balde, once he gets there, even in good areas, like you guys say, I know it's not coming to anything. It will come off once all season.
Here I'm looking at it, his stats. He had 7 crosses in this game. Only one of them reached the man. Only one of them was accurate.
Yeah, doesn't surprise me.
That's not what you want to see from your fullback at the moment. It's far from it.
I just thought it was worth mentioning because of the way we're playing. They're getting so high. I mean, Koundé today was like a right forward a lot of the time. He kept coming inside, but like, and that's great positioning. But like, then you see what happens once he's there again. Like, he can't do it either. He had a great chance when Ferran flicked it back to. That was a golden opportunity to get one back in like the 79th minute. But obviously he's going to miss. He's a centre back, and that is frustrating in itself. And I don't know if that's the way we're going to play, then that does automatically become a bit of a problem too, if you're relying on fullbacks for output, or at least if they're getting in to those sorts of areas. But yeah, I wonder if we're becoming a bit too predictable. It's always, I think, a strong suit of teams if they have adaptability. If teams come into games thinking, we've got you, and then all of a sudden they go, crap, they've completely changed up from what we thought they were going to go for. Still with the same umbrella style, but we didn't realise they were going to put Rafinha and Olmo overload in that corner and then bring Ferran in there. I'm making things up. And that's what I think the best teams do sometimes, because ultimately Leganes knew exactly how we were going to play today. They knew the starting 11, Eric Garcia for Cubar, so he doesn't make a difference to them. And they knew the functions of each player. And clearly that's what we saw on the pitch. They clearly have been working on that all week, and they did it to perfection, in my opinion. But the point is that there wasn't any unpredictability about what we were going to do. And of course, you've got big players who can win. Of course, you're always going to get chances. And it is a moment where you say Lewandowski equalises in the 9th minute, and I think Barca go on to win the game 3 or 4-1. I do. And if Rafinha makes it 3-0 at Celta Vigo, when it hits the inside of the post as well, if they don't pick the wrong boot for Lewandowski against Las Palmas, then we go 1-0 up. Real Sociedad, then we go 1-0 up there, and we win that game too. You can say that throughout football, but I think we tend not to, because else, why would we watch it? Because else you could just say that about every single football game possible. So there's work to be done. And I am very, very intrigued to see what Barca comes out against Atleti. I really am.
Amazing run of form.
I really am.
The best Atleti I've seen in a while, honestly.
Do you actually believe that?
What?
Do you believe that? Because I don't think they're going to win the league, by the way. I think if we don't win it, then Real have won it.
No. I think Barcelona is still Real Madrid is still the favorite to win it. If Barcelona concede the lead, I mean, Barcelona were the favorites. We have to admit it like that. They were the favorites, but at this stage, I think that it all comes down to our head-to-head matches. I think none of us are excellent. Not any single one of us. These 3 teams, there's a clear candidate, particularly because Barcelona has sort of burst their balloon or their bubble a little bit earlier this season. So we have to wait and see. But like you were saying with Koundé and Balde, I agree. I think that Koundé looks so alien to that position, to that area of the field. He was like, what? How do I shoot? What do I do it?
He does.
But if that was another fullback, that was another player, like if João Cancelo was in that particular part of the field, he would have smashed it in. I have no problem in that. Guardiol from City, the same thing. So it's like, I think that maybe that's something that Flick can coach into the players or whatnot. Let's hope that's the case. But I'm a little bit nervous. I don't know really what, if it's not clear for us, I cannot expect it to be clear for the manager either. So I think it's we just have to see. Maybe he'll try something out. I think another part of our game, maybe that's getting a little bit stale, is that we rely so much on somebody like Casado and his work rate and ball recoveries. I think that another part of our game is that we won the ball very high up at the start of the season. We won it very high up, and maybe he just needs to rest. I think that Casado today wasn't. He's still good. He has amazing touches, amazing distribution of the ball, but I think that maybe he just needs to rest or something, because he's playing every single minute, so that could come down to it as well. And I really do not know what else to point out. I just think that Olmo was very bad today. I think that he was slowing down the play, which is, I keep saying at the start of the season, everything he touched turned to gold. Everything he touched was a better chance.
But you know today, what the difference was? He was coming off the bench.
Yeah.
I really do think putting Olmo back on the bench, having him come on as a super sub, because he is a game changer off the bench. He will give you something different. It's almost like you're only going to have so many players running the show and making an impact at one time.
Yeah.
So why not keep one of them fresh on the bench, right? If you have Rafinha, Olmo, and Lamine out there, those are our three playmakers. You could say Pedri, but he's more in the build-up, I would say.
Yeah.
Olmo, Rafinha, Lamine. Have one of them on the bench ready to come off. Who makes the most sense? Dani Olmo.
Yeah.
I would even go for, I guess it would depend on our opponent. I almost want to say, let's go Lamine, Lewandowski, Ferran with Rafinha playing in that number 10 spot. I would go for that now, because I think Rafinha is the most dynamic in that position. He's going to work the hardest and he's going to cause the most headaches. Yep. So for me, that's the change I would make against these smaller teams that are going to play a low block against us. That's what I would go for.
Do we know, Pablo, in terms like this, maybe you know a little bit more than I do, but when it comes down to substitutions and what happens, who picks it out? Is it Marcus Sorg, or is it Hansi Flick who picks what's happening on the field?
I've been thinking the exact same thing, because Hansi Flick for this game, what I do know is he took quite an interesting approach, and not all managers do this when they're suspended, but he basically said that if I'm suspended, I'm out. Don't talk to me before the game. I'm not doing anything after the game.
Yeah, he did the press conference and stuff like that.
He handed everything over to Sorg. I hope he was still the one making the subs. I really do, but we didn't see any of the classic shots of him on the phone and with the ear.
Yeah.
Did we? I didn't.
No, I
didn't catch
anything.
any. No.
So that for me, I hope he wasn't just in some sort of booth like watching on a sing. Let's see what Sorg conjures up. Like I would hope that wasn't the case, and I imagine it wasn't.
Yeah, that would be strange, and I assume that Hansi was still pulling the strings in terms of the substitutions, which leads me to my question: were you guys at all surprised when Lewandowski was taken off in the 65th, 66th minute, something like that? I mean, we already said he had missed 3 chances, but he wasn't really. I think he still maybe had a goal in those boots if we would have given him the chance.
Yep.
I
Definitely
think
our biggest threat in the box. So.
That's why I came out with this question. So 2 things. First, Pablo, you gotta find out. You gotta find out if Hansi Flick was at Montjuic tonight.
Yeah.
Find out for us. And the other thing is that, because I think that it was wrong, because we took Lewandowski out. We bring in Ferran, who is this more off the mark sort of runner striker.
Yeah.
And then who could work, but still I think you need the reference in the box. You're missing that main man.
It's not the game. There aren't any spaces to run in behind.
Exactly.
They were defending as deep as it gets in 2 blocks. I completely agree.
So you take out Lewandowski and then you bring on Pau Victor again. So it's like I took him out and then you bring another player to replace what you took out. It's like basically you do 2 substitutions to fix it because you realize it's wrong halfway through.
Yeah.
So I think that's an issue. So that's why I was asking about the substitutions, right? Because I was like, Hans Flick really would have made this mistake, or things like that. I don't know, but we need to find out. The other thing I feel that, I mean, if we do want to praise a little bit to the opposition, I guess what Leganes did defensively, it was insane. I think it really was. They were defending like the end of the world. They get their very first win against Barcelona at home, away. I mean, so at home for Barcelona in their history. So that's amazing for them.
We're being so charitable at home.
Yeah,
I know, right?
Yeah,
it's a time of giving.
But you know what worries me about that? What worries me about that is everyone keeps making the point of Barca are going to be strong in the second half of the season because we've played almost all of our games away from home, and I'm like, what makes you think we're so goddamn strong at home?
Yeah, exactly. It's Montjuic.
We're not. Montjuic is not a fortress for us, by the way. I haven't got great memories from Montjuic.
We've lost against Las
to go
Palmas
back to the camp now
and Leganes
at this point.
I don't know, John.
No,
because it was supposed to be November, and then it was December, and then it was 2025, and now it's just
look at this. I just pulled out this. It's interesting. So Barcelona. No. The hedgehog's sleeping, I guess. Yeah, he's sleeping. So away from home, Barcelona are the team that, if we do a table of only the away games, Barcelona are top. Yeah. Right? Barcelona are top with 11 games played, 7 wins. That's also because of how, we've played more away games. But then at home, I mean, we've played 7 games and we've lost 2 of them. And that's against Las Palmas and Leganes. We're 7th in the table. I mean, we've played less games as well, but 7th, I mean.
Yeah.
That's rough.
It's rough.
And
so
this is why I feel like you guys are a little quick to dismiss Atletico as a potential La Liga champion this year. I think Real Madrid and Barcelona are still finding themselves this year.
Oh, yeah.
You have Mbappe joining Real Madrid. They don't know what to do with Jude Bellingham. They've had a number of injuries to their squad already. Barcelona, same thing with the injuries, new manager trying to figure themselves out. And then you got Old Faithful over there. You got Atletico Madrid led by Griezmann and some players with a lot of experience.
They're a great team.
For me, it is going to be a 3-team race. I think it's going to be very close. Even if you just look, we are halfway through this season right now. Barcelona are on pace to have fewer points than we did last season, even. Because where did we finish? We finished with 85 points last year. We are right now halfway through the season, and we've got 38. Real Madrid finished at top with 95 points. So I think this is going to be a tight one. And if you're looking at who of the 3 teams, Barcelona, Atleti, and Real Madrid, who can grind out the results, I might go Atleti. If I was putting money down right now, today, I'd put it on Atleti.
Wow, really?
I would.
I think at the start of the season, I do remember that I looked at the Athletic squad and was like, wow, they're building a good squad. Yeah. Look at the team. They got Gallagher, they got Julian Alvarez, they got Sorloth. Wow, they look insane. They look good. But then it's like, now I think that the difference is that Atleti went through that moment where they're finding the team. They are finding it. They have already found it, I think, with the 4-4-2 under Di Simeone. Simeone has found a team that is working for them at the moment. It's almost the same 11 for the past 6 games. For Barcelona, I think.
Played that still?
Huh?
I'm just looking through their squad right now. They've got a lot of talent and a lot of experience.
I'm telling you, like it or not, Lenglet is being a good asset to them at the moment.
I know. I saw that too. I'm so upset about this.
Lenglet is actually he has he doesn't have the clause against us, so he can play.
Yeah.
He'll play.
And I'm looking at Sorloth too, because let's go back to the Leganes match. I would love to have a forward come on that is a different profile than what we have. This match needed De Jong, and I don't mean Frankie. Talking about Luke.
Yeah.
We needed a Luke De Jong at the end of those crosses. He would have saved us.
Yeah, he would have. Yeah, I thought he was going to put Araujo on up front, by the way.
Oh, he should have, bro.
I know. I thought I would.
would've been fun.
I would have subbed on Araujo for Eric Garcia and then whipped in crosses to Araujo. But I think, the issue I found is exactly that, subbing on Ferran for Lewandowski when, I mean, you know what those last 20 minutes are going to be like. There's not going to be any fluid football in that. That is going to be you passing sideways against a block of 10 players until a gap comes up or a cross somehow bundles into the net. That is it. That is it. And for me, that's Robert Lewandowski. That's his game. Like, that's when you need your number 9 to scramble something over the line and get a crap goal. And I think hooking him with 25 minutes to go for a runner like Ferran, who's been very good in the last few games of getting us points, but in completely different contexts, against Betis where there's space in behind, and the same with Dortmund. Look at the goal he scored against Dortmund on the counter-attack, So, I struggle with those ones. And, of course, Lamine, I like what Flick does because he just says, I don't care. Like, I'm not going to burn out like these guys. If Lamine needs to come off, he needs to come off, even if I'd rather he stays on. But then it does kill the game.
Yeah.
I
Are we
think also
concerned
these-
about the injury to Lamine? Kind of caught his ankle there a little bit in one of the challenges. Looked like maybe he tweaked it. Maybe could be a sprained ankle here. It's going to be probably a day before we get any reports. We are recording this right after the match, but
he looked uncomfortable. I think I've said this for about 4 or 5 podcasts in a row now. Actually, is that
he does not look 100%.
That as well. I was actually going to say about the bench. I just don't feel like we've got anything going for us off the bench. I'm really sorry, and I think to win like a title and to win games like this, that you need guys to produce on the bench. And credit to Ferran, because I think that's why he's been getting praise in the few weeks, because it's like we've actually brought someone on who's scored, and that's not like a criticism of Pau Victor or Fermin or the others, but I mean, like Gavi, for example, like the people, Frankie de Jong, people we're bringing off the bench, I feel are adding little to no value to the game. It's just that we're making the sub for the sake of making a sub, not because we think it's going to improve the game.
Yeah, I think that also it's cutting up to Barcelona a little bit in the sense that I think Gavi and Frankie are sort of players that you would not expect to have that amazing impact off the bench.
Yeah.
They're not too. Their guy said it. I should have named the hedgehog. Que sí. I should have named. I just realized. Or Luke de Jong, but Frank C would have been amazing. Because I'm gonna say it's not like a Frank C,
There has never there's never been a more booga moment on this podcast than that. Mid rant, all of a sudden just pops in his mind. Oh my gosh, I should have named my hedgehog Franck Kessié. Wow.
I mean, am I wrong? He should have.
No, you should have. I mean, it's not too late. You can.
It's too late now, but I should have called him Frank Kessie. Frank Yannick Kessie. Okay, but the thing is that we're not having players of that. It's not like it's different profiles. It's profiles that very similar to what we already have in the field. It's like players that are very similar to what we have. It's not something different. It's not a different outlet. It's not like Liverpool that have Luis Diaz, who's different to Gakpo, who's different to Darwin Núñez, who's different to Diego Jota, and who's different to Salah, who's different to Harvey Elliott, and different to Curtis Jones. So it's like, it's different profiles of players. I think we do not have that. I think we're very similar. And also, let's be honest, I just named the attacking options that Liverpool has. And now I look at the options that we have at the moment. It's like, are we comparing Pau Victor, who was playing on loan, and he was on loan from Girona at the club, playing for Barcelona B in the second division, and only scored these goals in preseason, and that's in third division, and that's the reason why we're not having him as a super sub. Yeah, it's not what we want. We have Fermin Lopez, who, I said, had an incredible season, but still is not a consolidated player. And I think that's what Pablo is talking about. I think it's that we're looking at our core of players, and it's like we don't have that much quality at the start. I think that if you had this team you give this team to any Barcelona fan at the start of the year, they would be selling a few players and they would bring some of them in. It's just where we found ourselves that right now at the moment, and it's still. I don't want to pull out the we're poor card, but it's like we're still kind of
poor.
Warming up to the
we are. I think
it's like we're warming up to the solution or to the realization that, hey, this is the price we have to pay from years of bad management by Bartomeu. So it is, right? So it's
completely. Boyle, we can't get it twisted. Like, I don't know how you guys were feeling at the start of the season, but I think the consensus was this isn't a squad. This isn't a squad that's going to compete for anything. Not with the injuries, It isn't. That is where most of the praise for Hansi Flick came from, because we started battering teams in the league, hit 8 against Bayern and Real Madrid in the space of 3 days, and everyone went, "What the fucking hell is going on here?" Like, massive credit. That is where a lot of the credit came from, and that is why, like, I said it in a few weeks ago, I think maybe this is the reality of this team. I think this is a bit deeper, actually. I think this is just poor, but the reality is lower. Real Madrid have had injuries too, but their squad is like almightily better than ours for this season. The gap is huge this season, but like all that happened is we got great results and it covered up the mess that we are in a way financially and what we get done in the market. And again, next summer, like, what is Jonathan Tah on a free? Really? For me, he's not better than any of our centre backs. I don't know what the hipster thinks about that, but like. Oh yeah, you like him, of course.
I don't think signing Jonathan Tah is going to move the needle at
all.
No.
We need to sign like Alphonso Davies on a free or a Trent.
Do you think?
Sure. Yeah. But here's the thing: even when a player is available for free, it's can we afford the wages? Right. That's the second part. Like,
I'm still
transfer fee, but
I'm not joking. If they should open. Pablo, also find this out. What are all the super chats that people give on live streams at Barcelona go to?
Oh, where does that money go?
Probably probably revenue for like the YouTube channel, but that's not enough, mate. Is it? Like,
but it's like, bro, I bet you if they said we're gonna do a Kickstarter to sign Alphonso
I was gonna say
Davies,
there's probably a GoFundMe.
But I would actually scary, like if every fan gives just like a single freaking euro. Like, come on, it's easy. We would have made.
I would throw some money in that jar.
No, if I knew. The scary thing is that team, like, I think Man U could do the same as well. I reckon they could raise a good like 20-30 million. By the way.
Yeah,
but that should be the next move. Crowd-funded transfers.
Bro, that would be amazing. And then you have to ask every single fan who gave money whether you sack the player or not.
No, you really could. Like, what if, right? We're getting crazy here, but what if clubs really started doing, okay, this is a GoFundMe for Alphonso Davies. This is a GoFundMe for whoever else. This is a GoFundMe to whatever. And you literally let the fans dictate who comes in based off of how much money they put into those pots.
I don't know, Pablo. That's something
somebody's going to do it. It's not going to be a big club first. Some like 4th tier division team is going to do that.
You know who's going to do it? Like #United from Spencer FC. And that. They're going to do it.
They got enough money, surely.
Yeah.
Wow, but the first fan-funded transfer will happen, I believe, before 2030.
But not. I'm not joking. Like, honestly, it's like, hey, I really do think that this team, this squad that we've built, it's amazing what Hansi Flick is doing with it at the moment. But our squad on paper, I think a starting 11 can be really strong. But then when you take a look at the squad as a whole, I don't think it's better than Atletico Madrid. I don't think it's better than Real Madrid. But I don't want to take this position of big team because Barcelona should be still competing at where we are at the moment.
We should be beating Leganes. We should
it's like you should be beating Leganes.
We should be beating Real Sociedad 100%. 100%.
So it's like, I'm taking a look at the results. Everything went down since what the loss against Real Sociedad, the draw against Celta Vigo, loss against Las Palmas, draw against Betis. It's like in every, we win one, we lose one. We win one, we lose one. We win one.
It really is. That's why I said at the top, like, this is such a roller coaster season. The last few weeks, our episodes have been covering 2 different matches, and it's very hard to, like, one is good, one is bad.
But I think also it comes down to, when I look at the results, it's like only the team that we were able to break even, it's Mallorca. That's the only team we were able to break even. The other ones are like Real Sociedad beat us by 1 goal, then we drew against Celta Vigo, we drew against Betis, we lost to Las Palmas by 1 goal, we lost to Leganes by 1 goal. I think those things can happen, and I do think it's down to what I was saying of the finishing. But that's where I'm asking the manager, like, that cannot be your only solution. If it's not working, you need to give me solutions. You need to give me something that will stick. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, it just didn't work out because Lewandowski missed 3 chances. I know that's what happened, but either you risk more to create more, or you let them have the ball and you come back. It's like the long age question, you could say, of whether you actually give your hand to twist. And it's like what people are saying now. Should Pep Guardiola drop to a back five because City are losing every single game? I'm not joking. I thought they should have parked the bus against Manchester United. I haven't seen the game. I know the result, but I haven't seen the game. But
Pep
like
will
low
never
key,
park a bus. He doesn't even
low
own
key,
a
they
bus.
should have parked the bus against Liverpool, and they could have won. You know, they had more chances to parking the bus against Liverpool than to going head to head to them. So it's
Pep
like
has more respect for the game of football than to park the bus.
I know, but that's what I mean. That's where I think football at the end of the day, I will always say it. I think football at the end of the day, sometimes it's more easy than it seems. Sometimes it's just simply you need to get the ball in the back of the net and you need to stop people from scoring you. It's like you don't have to give me the solution to cancer. You need to just give me like a goal. You know, I don't care how you do it, just get it done. And you know what? They should allow loan managers. You know, you just loan a manager for a period. We just loan
who would you loan in if loan
David
managers
Moyes.
were a thing? I don't know what manager comes to mind when you think about beating a low block.
I don't know. Like it's the best way would be like Pep, but
he probably has the most experience.
Pepino.
Yeah, bring him back,
bro.
He'd
we just lost to the Pepineros.
Nah, Pep is mad. Pep needs like a holiday. He needs a year off.
He needs a hug.
He needs a freaking. You know what he needs? He needs a hedgehog.
I don't think so. I think he'd kill it.
Yeah. You have a hedgehog pancake by the end of the match.
I think he'd fucking squish it when he came home.
No, but it's just what do we do, boys? I'm just honestly like, what the hell is gonna be going? What's the next game, Pablo?
Atletico Madrid.
Atleti.
Oh, you're right. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, dude. Let's get a prediction in. I didn't plan on talking about this match, but we might as well get a little prediction in. Barcelona hosting Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid with an opportunity to leapfrog Barcelona. Ooh, what do we go in scoreline?
It's at Montjuic, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Atleti never beat Barcelona, so I'm going Barcelona win. I'm confident. Tulio has said so I'm confident.
Ooh, go with the hedgehog.
We should start doing like the thing where they had like, you know, the octopus for the World Cup. Actually, we should do that.
I'm into it.
Tulio's had such a fine record so far as well. He had the easiest home game. He had the easiest game of the season as his first game.
He did not predict.
And he's lost it.
He did not predict. He fell asleep for 45. He fell asleep for the entire of the second half.
Yeah, exactly. He missed nothing.
He was like, I'm had enough. He went to sleep.
All right, so Buga's going Barcelona. What's the scoreline going to be?
I'm gonna go with it. No, but that already happened. I'm gonna go 2-1 Barcelona. I think Julian Álvarez scored for them, and then I think Rafinha scores for us, and I think that Ferran Torres scores for us.
I'm going 2-0 Barcelona.
Wow. Let's go, baby.
I think we get a clean sheet for the first time in I don't know how long.
Mm-hmm.
Goals by Lewandowski and Pedri.
Wow.
That's a good shout. What about
Pablo.
yourself?
You're not getting off the hook,
Wolves.
Pablo. What do you got?
I'm going 1-0 Barca.
Goal from Ferran.
Goal from... maybe it is Ferran or Olmo.
Ooh. I like
now
that.
that we mentioned Ferran, perfect segue. What do you make of his brace at Dortmund?
I had the same reaction Inigo Martinez did on his second goal when he took that first touch wide. Of just, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm so glad that somebody caught that angle.
Yeah. No, but I thought that was
there's no way there's no way Ferran should have scored that second goal. I think listen, fingers crossed I'm wrong, but I think we just saw maybe the luckiest 3 matches Ferran is going to have.
Yeah.
That's probably going to be the highlight.
I'm not
of
joking.
the
Look, I'm not joking. Have you seen? There's a podcast that Ferran said something about. The Wild Project is called. It's in Spanish. But
I only watch our podcast. No.
Oh, okay. He did say that I kid you not, he's gonna score like if Barcelona ever win the Champions League, we're winning with a Ferran Torres goal like that.
You've been saying that all year.
I've been saying that every single season.
You have been.
It's going to happen. And I'm telling you, it's going to be like a goal like that. It's going to be a crazy goal like that.
We have to get to a Champions League final first.
It's going to happen. Yeah. I'm telling you.
Yeah. I think Ferran's an odd one. Like, what I will say, though, is that if you are a goal scorer, then you're a goal scorer. I couldn't care less about the luck or what part of your body it hits off. If he wants to be someone who comes off the bench and gets scrappy goals, then be my guest. What I give credit to him, the first one, he's in the right place at the right time against Dortmund. Betis was a sharp run, pretty odd finish. Mallorca was an odd finish as well. They were all really odd. The second one against Dortmund, the touch is a disgrace. But I give credit to him for he steadied himself really well. He kept his head cool and he fired it into the corner. It was a brilliant finish. I think Dortmund stopped and Koba wasn't well positioned. But, I give credit to him for that. And coming off the bench and scoring 2 goals to win us the game against Dortmund, I think is big. I had a question about Dortmund, lads. How does, because I think a few people are trying to send the narrative of this is Barca returning to win a big European game away from home.
No.
Yeah, I didn't feel like that at all.
No. You need to beat I think the Bayern Munich win was more of a statement than this.
Yeah, 100%. Thank you. Yeah.
Real Madrid was 100%. I think PSG was bigger even than this Dortmund.
Yeah.
But I think the example now, last year we won one leg. Now this year we have to win both. This year we have to beat
I don't know,
I think a bigger team.
People were saying, now we're ready. I'm like, I need to see us in a Champions League quarterfinal away against a proper team and we come out on top, which I haven't seen in years.
It's because Dortmund made the final last year. That's why people are making such a big deal.
For me,
that in this season, Barcelona have beaten the champions and the runners-up in last year's Champions League. And that is a false narrative for me.
It's such a cheap argument, isn't it? It really is a cheap argument. For me, Dortmund are a bit of the German Spurs.
Yeah, you said it in the preview.
Did I? Okay, yeah, I didn't know if I said that here as well. I've been saying it to a few people. That is harsh on them, because Spurs are completely more like bottlers than Dortmund, but Dortmund have got a lot more to them as a football club than Spurs. But in the narrative that I just think they get all excited and we're gonna draw against Barca, and then they just concede from a corner on a counter attack, and they're like another loss. Dortmund are not a winning club.
Ooh, clip this up.
Oh really? I thought that's just facts, though. No,
I mean, but
you're gonna get some hate. They've got
a No, I think they are
fan base,
the second biggest team in Germany.
Yeah, of course. That's why.
It has to be something.
The way they lost the league, was it a few years ago? I mean,
yeah, with Bellingham, yeah, it was insane.
With Bellingham as the fucking water boy, yeah, like that.
Yeah, I remember.
Stuff like that is just no other normal team does that,
I'd be curious which fan base is more offended by the comparison of calling Dortmund the Spurs of Germany.
100% Dortmund.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Spurs fans have got nothing to them. They're broken souls.
Says the Chelsea supporter.
I actually get along relatively well with Spurs fans. I think because they're quite deprecating.
Yeah,
they really accept their fate. They're we are the most embarrassing club in England. We are ready to lose the next game for 100%, and they just take it on.
Bro, it's this season is perfect for what Spurs is. They beat Manchester City 3-0. Okay, they can destroy Man United 3-0. And then they lose to Ipswich Town.
Yeah.
And then they lose to... Who else did they lose to? Somebody else. But it's you know what I mean. The thing now is that what's going to happen with Barcelona at the moment, going back to us. It's
okay.
I think we need to start getting those wins through. You need to start beating Atletico Madrid. We need to do that. We need to beat Atletico Madrid tomorrow, next week. Yeah. And we need to start getting these results happen. We need to start being a winning team. I don't care how you win it, just get it done. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. All right, let's wrap up with a quick segment here. You talked about the future of Barcelona. Lamine Yamal winning the Golden Boy, youngest to ever do it. I want to throw you guys just a few stats here, and we'll do the old over-under, meaning is he going to get more or less than the number I'm given. So I'm going to throw you guys goals, assists, trophies for this year, which is going to be a question for the club. How many man of the matches he'll get, and how many player of the months he'll get.
Bro, I don't even know.
Those stats. I'm gonna give you the number, and then you guys got to say, is he gonna get over or under? There's no ties in this. We clear on the rules?
I think so.
Okay. Let's start out with goals right now, and I'm going just La Liga. Lamine has 5 goals in La Liga right now.
Okay.
Will he get over or under 10 goals this season?
Whoa.
I think he has how many goals now?
5, and we're halfway through.
I think he can do another 5.
But he's going to have to do either more or less than that. There is no saying 10.
I think more. No.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Actually, it's hard. I can't see him scoring that many goals. I don't think he's a goal scorer yet at all. I mean, I really don't. But I think if we want to win La Liga, I need Lamine to get 6 more goals at least this season, in the league.
You know what? He's going to have a relaxing end of the year. He's going to get a hedgehog. He's going to probably find a new girl in his life. Things are going to turn around for Lamine.
You talking about Lamine or yourself?
Yeah, I know. I was going to say.
I mean, we share the same vision, right? So I think that's going to happen for Lamine. I think it's going to happen. I think things are going to go right for him as well. I'm going to say over.
Okay, Pablo, you going over?
I've got to go over. I actually want to pull back. We did something about Lamine versus Rafinha at the start of the season. I think I was the only one who made the error. I thought Lamine was really going to kick on after the Euros, numbers wise. I've seen that's not been the case. That he remains a brilliant player, but 17 is not a numbers player at all.
Yeah.
But I thought he was going to be rampant, and actually you guys were right, and Rafinha has been the rampant one.
Yeah, we are going to have to revisit that. I think we did a few episodes where we were doing season predictions, so we'll have to go back and revisit those.
Yeah.
Okay, so both going over for goals. Assists, he's got 10 right now.
That's good.
I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to double it. Is he going to get more or less, over or under 20 assists?
Under.
You're going over on goals and under on assists?
Yeah, it's too much. And apparently the injury looks bad, so he's probably
don't say that. Don't say that. What are you
instantly
refreshing Twitter right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Over here.
Always trying to bring you the latest news. That's what I'm trying to do.
I know. It's heartbreaking. I would do the opposite. I would say under 10 goals, over 20 assists.
No.
Wow.
The pod disagrees. Okay. All right. Okay. That's fine. Trophies for this season. Over or under 1 trophy.
For Lamine?
For the team. But Lamine is part of that. So
he can win the Nations League. He can win the Nations League, and that's a trophy.
No. For Barcelona. Over
come on,
or under 1 trophy this season.
So sorry, either you saying we have to say we win 2 or we win 0?
Yes, sir.
What if I think we'll win 1?
Well, that's not the game. You can't
Sorry.
say that.
This game is so bad. Hasbro, you need to change this guy, please.
Let me check the rule book. No, you can't say 1. Sorry. It's either 0 or 2 or more.
Let me think.
Sorry, you have to be a first world country to put the rules.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm thinking about this logically. I can see us being bundled out of the Copa this year because I think our bench is weak. I don't think we win the Copa this year because of that reason. I think we're going to be tossed. We're going to be tossed out of that. I think the Super Copa comes at a really bad time, which I'm gutted about because that.
When's the Super Copa?
8th of January we're playing.
So as soon as
Athletic Club, is it? Are we playing?
I think it's Betis, isn't it?
Let's jump over to Barcelona fixtures.
Let's check.
Supercopa versus Athletic Club.
Yeah,
January 8th.
Oh God!
Yeah.
I mean, I can't.
Our next few matches, we got Atletico Madrid in the Liga. We got Barbasto in Copa del Rey, and then we got Athletic Club in the Supercopa.
Yeah. I mean,
I think Athletic Club knocks us out of Supercopa.
Yeah, me too.
Someone in the comments, can you please tell me if you understand this? Barcelona are getting right now screwed by the skill-based matchmaking. We're so much getting screwed by that. Somebody knows what's that? In the comments, let me know.
Some EA FC players out there?
No, it's not EA. It's on something else. Someone in the comments will know. We're getting done by SBMM.
Wow, just dropping acronyms and stuff. Sounds
yeah,
pretty.
it's between me and the audience members.
If you know, you know. Okay.
If you know, you know. But right. Yeah,
you guys are avoiding this question.
Yeah, why are you putting me this is so awkward, bro?
I'm going in there too.
Ooh.
Over.
Going for the Yova, Pablo. Wow.
What about you? Why don't you answer, John?
Because I don't want to say 0, and I think it's 0. I would go under. I don't think we're gonna get 2. I don't think we'll get because it would be we're not getting Champions League. Let's just stop it.
Yeah, I think we're getting under, like you say. So
because we could get La Liga, we could get Supercopa or Copa del Rey, but I'm with Pablo. I think our bench is a little bit too weak to carry us through that. I think we're more likely to get 0 trophies than we are to get 2. No, but this is wrong
because your question isn't if we're going to get 0 or 2. You asked me if we're going to get over or under 1.
Okay, that's the same thing, Booga.
No, it's not the same because the answer is different. Because I can say
You're going
under
3?
1. If I say under 1, I can generally be saying we can get 1 as well. You know?
No, that's not how language works. That's not how numbers work. That's no.
He's saying basically.
You sound like Terrence Howard now saying 1 + 1 is 1 or whatever his nonsense is. Okay.
He's saying the question is. There's no chance we get 1 trophy this season. It's either we get 0 or we get more than 1. And what do you think that would be? What do you think is more likely? What are you putting your hand in the fire for?
I'm not gonna say it, but you know.
Trophyless, or do you think we can do a double in something? And I'm saying I think we can do a double in something. League in the Supercopa or League in the Copa.
Yeah.
Because come on, I don't know.
I
have to.
I'll
have to.
Change it.
Pablo's about to jump off of a bridge if we don't give him something to look forward to.
Skip it. People are dropping the pod. People are not
really
listening to us anymore.
They are. They're waiting for you to say, Booga, definitively.
They are.
Over or under? Going over?
I just said 0.
0. Oh my goodness. Okay, he's going under. Okay, I got 2 more ones. These will be quick. Man of the match. Lamine only has 3 so far. I really thought he was going to have more, but he's got 3 in La Liga. Let's go over or under 10.
Under.
That's way too much, bro. You would be a bad game show host.
I'm going over. I think Lamine has out of.
I love it, man.
Bro,
that is a lot. That is a lot. It is a lot.
The issue is, you know how they do man of the match. They give it to whoever scored twice. You know, really, if we've won a game, and that's why Rafinha and Lewandowski get it every time.
That is fair.
So Rafinha gets it almost every week.
I'm probably being way too optimistic because he would have to get it in 7 out of or 8. Because I'm going over 8 out of the last 18 matches.
That'll be some return. I wish. That'll mean we win the league.
If that happens. We're winning some trophies.
We
win the league and some other things. Okay. All right. That was a stretch. All right. How about this one? Player of the month. He's got 1 under his belt so far. Over or under 3 in total. Can he get it in 2 more months or more? Yeah. So he's got 1. Over or under is 3, meaning he can get 2 or 0. Not 0. What? 1 more. Wow. All right. I'm tired. I need to go to bed. 3 is the number. Over or under? He's got 1 so far.
Under.
I'm
going over.
I'm going.
I think Lamine Yamal
with a pessimist.
Yeah, I think Lamine Yamal takes a little rest. I think
that's what I said.
Probably misses this match against Atletico. Probably misses Copa del Rey.
No.
Comes back for Supercopa, and then it's Lamine Yamal. It's the Lamine Yamal show the rest of the season.
That's what I said.
It's the Ballon d'Or 2025. No big deal.
I don't know, bro. I just want to go to sleep. Can I just say Renato Tapia, what a game, Peruvian boy. Until he got injured.
I saw that little demon on my screen. And I thought, for God's sake.
He had a good game.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, you guys going to? What time is it even for you, lads?
No, I know, but Boog and I are complaining about wanting to go to bed. Meanwhile, Pablo is 6 hours ahead of us.
Yeah,
I'm
done.
Now 6:24 p.m.
When that alarm goes off for work tomorrow, I'm done. I might accept it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we made it through, boys. We made it through, and so did the listeners. Appreciate y'all sticking around. We will be back next Monday. We'll be recapping the match against Atletico Madrid. We'll be talking all about how Barcelona won big to stay top of the Liga. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a joyous podcast next time. So make sure you're subscribed. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments. We really do want to hear from you. It helps out with the numbers, increasing the engagement, all that stuff. But we also get a kick out of hearing from you guys. So give us your thoughts, your opinions, ask some questions that we can respond to. And we'll get back to doing the comment of the week. We've kind of really drifted away from that. And then little inside knowledge for you all. We're going to have a little meeting here to discuss 2025, what our goals are, what the pod's going to look like. So if you have ideas, if you want to see something that we're not providing yet, or if you want to let us know what you love about the channel, leave it down in the comments. Like I said, we'd love to hear from you. And we'll be back next week with more MES podcast. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yep.
Take care.